Welcome to our Ignite talk on modernizing your security operations. I'm Holly Stewart. I am a manager on the Defender security research team. My team specializes in using data science, aka AI, the buzzword. But in all honesty, we power a lot of the cool things that you're going to hear about today. I have been working in security for over 20 years, and probably like you, a lot of things have changed over that time, especially over the past 6 months. And in spite of all the chaos that's happening around the world, there have been real moments of joy for me, like having lunch with my son, or this neighborhood ritual we have now of walking through our neighborhood gardens. But I have to say that one of the coolest things that I have seen is this amazing ability for us to adapt. That has been really inspiring. I was back around in the day when network vulnerability assessment first became a thing, and thinking about how things have changed today. How do you do network vulnerability assessment when no one is on the network anymore and everybody is working from home? So I was super thankful that we had tools for people to help them through this situation, like TVM, our threat and vulnerability management system, where you can check to see that people have the latest software no matter where they're working. Or like our Teams group, who really went into overdrive to deliver all of these amazing features in such a short amount of time to help us through our online meetings. And not only the features, but they doubled down on security too, to make sure that you could trust that your online meetings were safe. And of course, while we are all working hard to prioritize the things that matter and focus on our work, attackers are not sitting still. They are taking advantage of the situation too, like these phishing attacks that we have seen using COVID as a lure. So we really have to focus and prioritize. And this is one of the key things that keeps me up at night. I think about how can my team make this easier for you to manage security, from automating the things that are simple to providing the intel that you need for more complex situations and figuring them out, to helping you prioritize and balance all of the security issues that you have to deal with from day to day. Things like Secure Score help solve these problems. I'm super excited for what we've got lined up for you today. We have experts from all around the company coming to talk to you and show you some of these things, through our vision to demos of the cool features that we have coming out for you. And with that, I will hand it over to Rob to get you started.
In a highly connected modern world, our approach to security has also changed. We're anchored around zero trust, which has really revolutionized the industry in thinking about assuming breach, but going further. Assume that every component in the environment could be compromised. So we validate every transaction. But we need to make it great for users and provide the broadest possible understanding of your entire environment. And for us, that starts with insight and intelligence coming from the capabilities that we deliver inside of the Microsoft Cloud, connected to sensors across your entire estate, and driven by our unique perspective on the threat landscape, coming from thousands of security researchers across Microsoft, tracking nation-state hackers, reverse engineering malware, following email campaigns, folks like Holly, who really drive the intelligence and insight and perspective that we bring to security. That intelligence solves two key problems for you. The first is to protect your environment against threats, monitor in real time everything that's going on, firing alerts in the SOC, and making sure that as much as possible, fully automated workflows protect before there's any impact from attacks. Perhaps even more important is to prevent attacks from being effective to begin with. And that is the hard work and frequently thankless work of making sure that the hygiene in your environment is fully taken care of, that your full estate is in a great security posture. It's an endless to-do list, so doing the most important things requires that same insight, intelligence, and omniscience about everything in your world. We deliver those through two key technologies. The first is Azure Sentinel as a cloud-based SIEM, and the second is Microsoft Defender as an XDR for depth of insight in this world. I want to emphasize that all of these are designed to work across all of the clouds that you care about, across all of the platforms and OSs, across all of the applications, because it truly embraces your environment. We'll start with Azure Sentinel, your cloud-based SIEM, and the starting place for your security team, your SOC, to investigate problems in your environment. We built this born in the cloud, and so it's designed to scale to any workload, to ingest all of the data that you care about, and to make it easy for you to get straight to immediate value built on top of all of the data connectors and the AI and automation that we have built in. Of course, Azure Sentinel integrates with Microsoft Defender, that XDR suite providing depth of insight across your modern workplace and your cloud infrastructure. And we're also proud to announce that we've integrated Azure Sentinel with our new Iot Protection technology from CyberX, and that those alerts will now be showing up and available for your security team to protect and defend your environment. And of course, we keep working to make Azure Sentinel better. We have built in the top customer asks, such as UEBA, to make that available. We've integrated watch lists. We've built new TI management. And of course, we add more and more data connectors to make it even easier to just turn on the data sources that matter in your environment and have those show up for your security team. And today, we are proud to announce that our new IoT protection technology, CyberX, is coming together with Azure Defender for IoT, and together, that broader view of your entire estate will show up inside of Azure Sentinel to give your team the full combined power of that solution. So let's take a look at what this actually looks like. I'll invite Sarah Fender, who leads the engineering team that builds this great technology, to actually show you the amazing Azure Sentinel experience.
Let's step into Azure Sentinel, a security information and event management solution reinvented for a modern world. With just a few clicks, you can be up and running with Azure Sentinel. There's no infrastructure to deploy, and you only pay for what you use. Data connectors make it easy to collect all your enterprise security data, from users, apps, networks, IoT devices, on-premises, and in the cloud. They're connectors for Microsoft services, including a new connector for Microsoft 365 Defender, which brings in endpoint logs for deep analysis and hunting in Azure Sentinel. They're connectors for other clouds, standard log formats, and a growing list of other security products and services. Azure Sentinel will automatically scale as your data volume grows, so you never have to worry about purchasing, provisioning, and maintaining hardware again. Now, Azure Sentinel comes fully loaded with a suite of analytics and machine learning. These detections are developed by Microsoft security researchers, informed by decades of experience protecting our own services at massive scale. Just this week, we're announcing new entity behavioral analytics, which are powered by Microsoft's proven UEBA platform. And we're constantly adding new detections and refining existing analytics as new threats emerge. Simply enable these built-in detections to begin identifying threats from your sea of data and fusing those insights into actionable incidents for further investigation. So let's start with incidents. This area provides you with your security analysts with a prioritized list of security threats that require their response. Now you can see here we have a high-severity human-operated ransomware incident that's composed of detections from Microsoft 365 Defender and Azure Defender. Now this is a great example of what a native XDR can do to help you find threats in your environment. And Azure Sentinel integrates directly with Microsoft Defender, so those detections are available here, along with data and insights and detections from your other data sources. Now, unfortunately, during the COVID-19 pandemic, unscrupulous actors are taking advantage of critical services like healthcare to try to extort money at the risk of human lives. It sounds like a movie plot, but in fact, it's very real. These human-operated ransomware attacks typically impact multiple users, endpoints, as well as servers and other parts of your infrastructure. So it's vital to have a view across all of these different assets and networks. Now you can see here in the investigation graph, the entire attack is shown, with alerts from several different sources, including, of course, Microsoft 365 Defender and Azure Defender. These alerts provide insight into the techniques used in the attack, like phishing campaigns and lateral movement. Here we can see all of the alerts along with related entities like users, hosts, and IP addresses, as well as the connections between them. Azure Sentinel adds additional insights. For example, the Zscaler network alert at the top of the graph. In this case, the organization is using Zscaler for network protection. Azure Sentinel is analyzing findings from Zscaler, and it's identified network traffic that matches a known malicious indicator imported into Azure Sentinel. This additional information gives security analysts an even better understanding of the initial compromise, as well as context about that threat actor who's behind this attack. Security analysts can leverage a new threat intelligence blade to continue this research. Azure Sentinel now offers a dedicated area to manage threat indicators like the one that was matched against those Zscaler logs. These indicators can be imported via connectors for Taxi and for other leading threat intelligence platforms. You can view existing threat indicators, filter, sort, search. Let's look at that IP address from the alert in the ransomware incident. A simple search returns the matching indicator. The detailed description on the indicator at the right reveals that the confidence score for this indicator is very high, and the high alert count indicates a pattern of attacks from this IP address. Now that there is a known connection to a ransomware attack, the indicator can be easily tagged as ransomware, so we know the motivation behind the RDP brute force attacks from this source. You can also create new threat intelligence here, so any indicators discovered during other investigations can be tracked and used automatically for hunting and threat detection in Azure Sentinel. Back to our ransomware incident. One of the most common tasks for an investigator is to learn more about the users involved in a security incident. This often takes a great deal of time to look up information in different data sources. With the new entity behavior analytics, Azure Sentinel not only gathers all of this user context for the analyst, it also generates insights about users and detects anomalies. If we click on Jonathan Walcott in the graph, details are presented, including a link to a new profile page powered by our UEBA. This page pulls together pieces of information about Jonathan from multiple data sources and puts them right in front of the security analyst. You can see information about his identity and physical location, and any security alerts related to his account. You also see activities, which are basically aggregations of events, such as network logins. These are important to understanding any significant actions that Jonathan has taken. And on the right-hand side, incidents provide key information at a glance. For example, Jonathan's account shows a big spike of failed sign-in events before a steady stream of successful sign-ins on 7 different hosts. This is further evidence that he was the victim of a successful brute force attack. Now, by collecting and analyzing data from across the enterprise, Azure Sentinel provides a bird's eye view of the attack, adds insights to speed investigation, and empowers analysts to respond quickly to threats, those targeting increasingly complex and distributed digital estates. I'll hand it back to Rob now, who will continue the journey in Microsoft Defender.
Thank you, Sarah, for that compelling demo. We saw how Azure Sentinel provides a unique view across your entire estate. Now let's talk about depth of insight across modern workplace and cloud infrastructure coming from Microsoft Defender as your XDR solution. Not surprisingly, Microsoft Defender includes the same elements of your estate that we saw when we were talking about Zero Trust. It works across identities, devices, data infrastructure, apps, and network to provide you that full breadth of protection, and it really is the sensors and the actions that power our Zero Trust worldview. Underneath the covers, there are 2 core pillars. The first you know as Microsoft Threat Protection, and the second is Azure Security Center. And what we're actually talking about is bringing those together in a new family, Microsoft 365 Defender and Azure Defender. Microsoft Defender ATP becomes Microsoft Defender for Endpoint, and it provides you best-in-class protection, not only on Windows, but also on Mac, Linux, and iOS and Android coming. Similarly, Microsoft Defender for Office 365 protects your email and is now being enhanced with support for high-value entities to really identify the key people in your organization and protect them. On the Azure Defender side, we're bringing together all of the advanced threat protection technology to protect your cloud infrastructure workloads. For example, with Defender for server and VMs, which now defends over 95% of the VMs in the Azure environment, also provides great support for VMs running in AWS and in GCP. Similarly, we protect all of your workloads. For example, Defender for SQL and Defender for containers, and we're bringing that together into a unified dashboard for Azure Defender to provide a great experience for your SOC team. Let's take a look at how this really comes together inside of a demo experience. Tim Walford from the product management team will come and show you how Microsoft 365 Defender and Azure Defender work together for your SOC.
Thanks, Rob. Let's take a look at how the Microsoft Defender XDR solution works in practice across Microsoft 365 Defender and Azure Defender. Earlier, Sarah showed us how Azure Sentinel receives alert data from across the entire business, including correlated incidents from Microsoft 365 Defender, and we looked at a specific human-operated ransomware attack. Let's dive a little deeper into that specific incident. Here in Microsoft 365 Defender's main dashboard, I can see the status of my whole business. Security analysts used to work with multiple dashboards and solutions with individual alerts and different data formats. Often they would also have completely separate teams working on these siloed solutions. Piecing together an attack like this could be impossible, or take months to piece together, by which time the damage has already been done. Now, with Microsoft 365 Defender, they can see the correlated incidents in this combined portal. All of that alert and raw signal data is automatically normalized, analyzed, correlated, and displayed for me here to take immediate action. We saw that human-operated ransomware attack in Azure Sentinel, and here we can see that same incident in Microsoft 365 Defender. It's very high risk, so let's click into the incident and see what's going on. On the incident screen, we get a comprehensive view of the entire attack and how it's affecting my organization. There are 136 individual alerts that have been automatically correlated from across my ecosystem, from user identities, endpoints, applications and cloud apps, and email and documents. Imagine having to try and piece together all that data manually. This alert also has added intelligence from Microsoft Threat Experts, an additional integrated layer of security expertise that our customers can leverage to quickly add context and supporting information to an investigation. We can see that there are a lot of affected assets here: 4 devices, 2 user identities, and 117 mailboxes. We know that this is a human-operated ransomware attack, and that's a huge threat to my business, my data, and to my customers. Let's take a look at the timeline in the investigation so we can better understand how this attack has moved within our organization. Organized here from left to right, I can see a chronological view of exactly how the attacker was able to get in. It looks like we had a web server running on Azure that was brute force attacked. We can see one of our users, Mr. Jonathan Walcott, has been compromised, and on his Mac they have used remote code execution and moved laterally to critical file servers within the business. Here you can also see just how powerful Microsoft 365 Defender is. Automatic remediation has actually started to catch up with the attackers, fixing a number of these impacted assets for me and taking care of parts of this attack in real time. It's already remediated Jonathan's Mac and fixed the impacted mailbox, effectively stopping this attack in its tracks. What's so powerful here is that the solution is automatically remediating across these security silos. It knows that the attack on the mailbox and the users and identities are actually connected and shut them down across these different domains. What's more, all of that data is also available to hunt across, so I can apply my own unique expertise to understand the business and my security data better. One of these tasks is still pending my approval, and that could be because of an organizational policy requiring human intervention or input to approve it. Think of this as smart people and smart cloud workloads helping each other out. Let's click in and see what we need to do here. Wow, here I can see that the file server, and there are some really concerning things going on. We can see how they got in with remote code execution, and then they've created persistence too by registering the service, which means it will come back even after a reboot. And now they're also trying to tamper with Microsoft Defender antivirus to cover their tracks. Clearly the attacker is in a position to do a lot of damage to this machine and to my environment. We'll approve the remediation here, which will quarantine these executables and steps the attacker has taken, but also remove this persistence and return the device back to a safe state. It's great that we've been able to really shut down this attack, but I'd love to know more about how this attacker was able to spread and how they got in the first place. So I'm going to go back to the incident view and we'll take another look at that threat analytics report. Back here on the overall incident dashboard, we can learn a lot more about the type of attack and what the attackers are typically trying to do and how they operate. Let's click through for some more detail. Now we can see all the details about any relevant similar incidents, and including this one, that we might be dealing with now, but also other vulnerabilities to this type of attack. This is really helpful because now we can add preventative, proactive tactics here to stop this type of thing happening again. So look at this. We actually have a number of devices, almost 70, that are susceptible to this type of attack because of some kind of unmitigated vulnerability. We also have hundreds of mailboxes at risk because of the wrong policies being enforced. This is really powerful information because I can see these vulnerabilities across different domains within my business. I'd really like to get ahead of this, so let's click through and see what we can do about it. Here I see a recommended set of mitigations and steps that we could take to block this type of attack happening again. Things like multi-factor authentication and controlled folder access. I'm going to go ahead and turn these on so that only applications on the allowed list can write to user documents, and in this way I can protect them from being encrypted by malicious attackers. So now that my Microsoft 365 estate is secure, let's go and look at Azure and see what happened over there from the infrastructure perspective. Here in Azure Defender, I can see a comprehensive view of all my cloud resources and workloads, and I can quickly determine what is protected. We often protect things like our virtual machines, but leave other vulnerabilities and misconfigurations elsewhere. If we click through to our security alert section, we can see that there have been successful brute force attacks on 4 of our servers. That's a concern. Let's take a look at the recommendations and see what we can do about them. Here we see all the misconfigurations in Azure Defender, including these management ports that I probably shouldn't be leaving exposed. We definitely want to take care of these so that there isn't a big vulnerability in our infrastructure. And actually, I think what's happened here is that we have a legacy business process that required this port to be open, and it was never closed, even though company policy would generally require it to be. Let's take some action here to secure this port without breaking that business process. We're going to remediate this issue with the virtual machine port and protect it with just-in-time network access control. This will close off the RDP port to the internet, but also provide a solid workflow when admins need to access it. This is great because we had an old process that has created a vulnerability, and an attacker was able to exploit it for an attempted ransomware scenario. Parts of the attack were automatically stopped by Microsoft 365 Defender and remediated. Other areas, as you saw, required human input, and we were able to review and confirm the resolution steps to repair any damage and return those assets to a safe state. And finally, we've been able to find out exactly what kind of vulnerability let this happen, and not only stop it, but also prevent it from happening again by putting secure policies in place. This is just one example of how Microsoft 365 Defender detects and blocks attacks and allows defenders to be more proactive and improve their secure posture. So let's head on over to Eric, who's going to talk to us more about cloud security and secure posture.
Awesome demos. Thanks, Sarah and Tim, for showing us some of the latest. Now, we've talked a lot today about threat protection, but none of us want to be endlessly chasing problems reactively. We want to get ahead, and we're here to help you get ahead. What are the most important security best practices? How do you proactively secure SaaS applications? How do you have holistic cloud security? So there's a lot of talk in the industry about cloud security. Our point of view is that you have to cover the entire enterprise, your apps, devices, infrastructure, and all your code. And we'll do it everywhere, spanning multi-cloud, multi-device, and hybrid environments. This starts with our CASB, Microsoft Cloud App Security, which is tightly integrated into Azure Active Directory in a centralized way to control and secure your SaaS apps across your organization. And of course, that includes all of your applications, including thousands of non-Microsoft apps. We're the #1 CASB in the market and honored to have so many customers trust us with their security. Next, you have to think about your entire enterprise security posture. We all know how important basic hygiene is, as attackers will exploit the weakest links if you don't follow best practices. For example, leaving open management ports, or if you don't turn on MFA. And Microsoft Secure Score is our solution for providing you with actionable, prioritized recommendations. You can track and report your progress to senior management over time. All of this is based on our global telemetry and understanding of real attacks. Azure Security Center is already protecting the security posture of millions of cloud resources in Azure and in hybrid environments. In fact, 95% of Azure customers trust Azure Security Center to protect their VMs. Today, Azure Security Center is extending support to multi-cloud security posture. You now have a unified view of your AWS, GCP, Azure, and on-premises security posture within Azure Security Center. Of course, the best security posture should be complemented with continuous monitoring for attacks. And with the Microsoft 365 Defender and Azure Defender, you have the most comprehensive resource coverage of any XDR in the industry today. But you can't stop there. What's the point of securing your DevOps if you're writing bad code, storing it in an insecure place, and aren't protected from compromise and insider threat? When it comes to developing secure applications, GitHub provides a complete set of tools, from development to operations, that helps you build secure applications faster and ensures that your data is protected throughout the app lifecycle. Lots of people talk about shifting left to move security earlier in the lifecycle, but vendors that deliver security can only go so far. Because we deliver both GitHub and security, we can do more to help protect your assets. Holistic security for your entire digital estate, multi-cloud, multi-device, and hybrid. We talked about our zero trust worldview and approached in security with a focus on our threat protection and cloud security. If I could give you one piece of homework, just one piece, it would be to take a look at your Secure Score today and focus on a plan to improve it by 10%. It's easy, it's free, it'll make a difference. That's it for me today. Over to you, Holly.
Thanks, Eric. Hope you enjoyed that. We have lots more in store from you, from Defender to Sentinel to cloud security. We're running sessions at multiple times of the day, so hopefully no matter where you are in the world, you will have a great time to listen in to learn more. I hope you all see how committed we are to helping you adapt in this changing world. As Eric said, go check out your Secure Score. It's one of the first places you should start. And finally, a huge thank you. Thank you for being in this journey with us, and thank you for listening in.